What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for your response to my ambient lighting video. I'm telling you guys, those are the best ambient lights on the market for the price point. I'll put the link to that video somewhere at the top. Excuse me. Today, though, we are installing something really neat. I'm going to take our regular Tesla steering wheel and upgrade that to something super sick. Here we go. Now with the ambient lighting installed, I felt the interior needed something to complement that, so I ordered this airplane style steering wheel from TLYARD.com. I customized this thing all the way down to the stitching, and it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get here. I like this style because it's different than the yoke and it makes my interior look like a fighter jet, so I'm stoked. So my steering wheel finally arrived, guys, and I could not have been happier. This is awesome. This is 100% carbon fiber and white leather. This is where the airbag goes if you choose to replace the centerpiece on the OEM steering wheel. I couldn't be happier with the way this turned out, and this thing has some heft to it. It's super heavy and durable and just feels like it's made of high quality materials. Now, as we turn it over to the back, one of the great things about this is an original Tesla part. Look at that T on top. This is going to fit in perfectly. As we get to this side here, you can see the white on white stitching and the matte carbon fiber, which turned out so awesome. And of course, I had to sit this thing in the sun to get the true beauty of it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's get this thing installed. These are the tools that I used for the removal and installation. I had a couple of screwdrivers hanging around that I used to remove the airbag piece. Of course, a regular screwdriver for the scroll wheels, some hex screwdrivers as well, and your 10mm hex bit. First, you're going to want to turn off the car. Then I unplugged my 12-volt battery. To do this, you pull up on the green clip, push the black piece to the right, and unplug it. You might also want to unplug the main power bolt under the rear seat. This is where I use the 2 silver screwdrivers to push a metal clip that's going to release the airbag mechanism, as you can see here. Now you're going to want to use something on the thicker side so that it actually connects to the metal piece underneath. I'll show you that in a second. Once you hear 2 little clicks, your airbag mechanism should pop out. Be very careful with this part. I'm using some pliers to remove the airbag connector from the car. And this is what it's looked like once it's fully removed. Now set that aside carefully. So this is the metal piece that you're going to want to push with your pliers, just like that. And that's what releases your airbag mechanism. Now I'm using the pliers to unplug the scroll wheels from the car as well. And once everything is removed and unplugged as far as the airbag mechanism, this is what it should look like. Next, I'm going to take my 10mm X piece and remove the steering wheel. This is going to take some effort. I held the steering wheel between my legs and pushed down as hard as I could. And there we go, we got it. So once this 10mm hex screw is removed, you should be able to pull off your steering wheel with ease. Oh, there's no turning back now. Here's my OCD kicking in as I'm cleaning the inside of the steering wheel area. There we go, guys. 1 steering wheel off, 1 more to install. So to get started, removing the original components from the Tesla OEM steering wheel, I just used 2 flathead screwdrivers to unclip the wires inside. There's little black clips on the back. So you can push those in and it should release that piece. You can see me moving the piece around
that those clips are going to release. Then take your screwdriver and unscrew the inside. I believe these are some hex screws instead of a regular Phillips or flathead. And there should be 4 of them, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. Now the next step is to remove the trim pieces and your control wheels, so just go around and carefully push up on those as they can break, and there we go. Now you're going to have 2 more hex screws on the back side here, and I unscrew those to release all of the components from the trim piece. And if your steering wheel has a heated function, you're going to want to unplug that and you should be good to go. And don't forget this metal piece right here, as you want to install that first into your new steering wheel. Now we are going to unplug the scroll wheels, as I'm going to be installing those on the new carbon fiber piece for the new wheel. And these are the wire components that are going to be placed inside. Now I used a T6 hex screwdriver to unplug all of the little screws around the scroll wheels. And the larger hex from my screwdriver to actually finish getting the scroll wheels out.
As I'm finishing up, I decided to keep the black trim pieces on the scroll wheels, as I feel it creates a great OEM Plus look. I also decided to add a couple layers of this Geon quartz leather shield to the white leather pieces, just for an extra added layer of protection, because I know the white can get stained. I love Geon quartz. I actually put this on my interior seats of my car, as I have white. Top tier, highly recommended. Alright, so first things first, install this metal piece here. It should clip in super easily underneath the 3 rings. That's for your airbag mechanism. Then carefully remove your center trim piece, as these can break. Next up is to install all the harnesses and wires. You're going to hear 6 little pops once they're all clicked in. This is for your scroll wheel, your airbag, and your heated steering wheel function, if you have that. Then we are going to install our scroll wheels onto our trim piece, whether it be your matte carbon fiber, gloss carbon fiber, or OEM black. Be careful, guys, when screwing in these tiny screws, as they can strip and break, and that would be a no-no.
Once we have everything connected to this centerpiece here, we're going to carefully insert it back, tuck in your heated steering wheel function as it fits in a nice little crevice right there. Then we are going to screw in those 4 hex screws and then clip in your harness. I did that backwards a couple times and it got on my nerves, so screw down the centerpiece first and then clip in your harness. Don't forget to go back and check your work first. Measure twice, cut once, y'all. And there we have it, everybody. We are almost done. The steering wheel is ready for install. So let's finish up. So carefully push in your steering wheel. Make sure it's nice and pushed in all the way. Then we're going to take our hex bolt and tighten that bad boy as tight as you possibly can. I held the wheel between my legs and then I had my trusty sidekick, my girlfriend, hold down one side while I tightened as much as I could. Then plug in the scroll wheels, that's your maroon tab, and then carefully insert the yellow tab for your airbag mechanism and horn. Last, you're going to want to connect your 12-volt battery and plug in the battery connector under your rear seats. And there we have it, everybody. Scroll wheels are working, the horn is working. I decided to keep my black centerpiece because I didn't want to remove the airbag. But this is what it would look like if you completely change the airbag components. So of course I was excited to take a drive to get used to this new steering wheel. It was quite easy. I thought it would be difficult, but I just grabbed onto the top edges to turn, which is super easy for me. And just like that, I mean, I got pretty used to it. I took this thing to Vegas literally the next day, and this baby drove like a charm. I got crazy compliments on it. I feel like you would too, and I just like how this makes my interior look. Once again, it's something different than the original yoke that everyone gets, and it's just, I guess, my little added touch to my Tesla Model 3. Here we are on the highway doing a little autopilot. Like always, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're interested in one of these, let me know. But like always, be blessed, take care, and have a good day.